Hey, what is up, YouTube? Welcome back to Lions Den Investments and Reviews. My name is Casey. Go ahead and smash that like button real quick and subscribe to the channel because over here I'm going to cover content on the crypto markets and just investments as a whole moving forward, showing you guys how you can create wealth and get money working for you, okay? So hit that subscribe button and let's dive into the video here. We're going to talk about THETA and Tfuel today. So for all my followers that listen in on this channel, all my Thadians out there, we got a big day coming up tomorrow. We got the Katy Perry NFT launch, and I want to talk about that real quick. But before we do, I also want to cover technical analysis on Tfuel right now because I am invested in Tfuel as well as THETA. And I just want to kind of show you what I'm seeing on the charts here with Tfuel because right now it's kind of a nail biter if you're looking at the charts. And then we'll get in, we'll talk about the Federal Reserve because they've got the FOMC meeting coming up tomorrow. And there's a lot of basically fear pouring out there right now. And they're trying to scare the markets and tell everybody that because what the Fed is going to basically do as far as making dramatic moves, it's going to basically cause panic in the crypto market as well as traditional markets. So I'll explain that as well. But just getting started here, I've got a weekly chart pulled up on Tfuel right now. And if we look at this chart, I've got it circled right here. I've got two dotted blue lines, okay? These two dotted blue lines, guys, are what I would consider major areas of support at the moment that are propping the price of Tfuel up, okay? So, and the reason why I chose these is because if you look at down here, we got some wicks, right? These big long wicks. Well, we got one right there and we got one right here. So I drew a second line of support right there on Tfuel so that you could see that that is in fact a area of support. And if you look even further back over here, you can see we had a candle that wicked up and then came back down right up in here. So that would be a major area of support. And then I've got one right here, of course, where the bottom is right now. And then you've got a couple right in here. So you can see we had pivot points where we bounced off support, shot up. We retested this area several times in the past, and then the line above that would be, obviously support right up in here, and then right over in here where my cursor is, as well as like kind of right around this area. So just to kind of explain what those red lines are, that's your support. What I'm seeing here though, guys, we got a downward trend right now on Tfuel. We've hit this bottom support area, and what I'm expecting is because we've got, it's a weekly chart, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks in a row of downward action on Tfuel. And you don't see that very often on charts unless you're in a super bearish sentiment. And of course, in the crypto market right now, that's where we're at. But I would suspect, after 6 weeks of just nothing but red candles, here soon we got to get a green candle. I mean, it's, we could continue dropping and heading lower here, but I'm not, it's kind of, I don't know, it's 50-50 right now. We'll have to wait and see what tomorrow brings, but if we can maintain this support here and hold this support, I would suspect the price is going to bounce up. We break through the resistance and we can at least flip this this red line right here. So if we can bounce off of this support area right here, break through resistance, and then right here where I've got this yellow line right up in here, if we can take that and flip that back into support, I would expect the price to maybe get rejected here at the second line of resistance, come back down, and then retest this this support here, and then off we go. That would be like a best case scenario for Tfuel right now, and I'm hoping that the Katy Perry NFT launch is going to help with that. So we'll get into that here in a minute. But on top of that, I want to show you this too, because I was looking at the charts earlier today and I was like, well, what am I missing? And one thing that I did see, okay, we'll just draw this out for you. If you're on the weekly chart like this, look at this, guys. So if we come down here where we've got these wicks, and we draw that over here, okay? Now we'll zoom out a little bit because if we draw a straight line down, what you've got playing out here on the weekly chart is a massive bull flag pennant. Okay, now bull flag pennants are extremely bullish because the price goes up like this, then it tapers and consolidates, and it you go in, you bounce in and out of this this kind of triangle flag, and then usually what happens with bull flag pennants, the price breaks out upwards. Now that doesn't always happen. Sometimes they break down, so that's why I'm being very cautious here with Tfuel, because again, I told you guys I'm invested in Tfuel, and the last thing I want to do, because I got in, guys, when Tfuel was less than a penny. I got in like down in this area, okay? And then we rode all the way up here. And the thing is, for me, and the reason why I'm telling you that is because I want you to understand what I'm thinking and what my thought process is as an investor who got in early on Tfuel, and why I'm saying this. So if you guys got in back then, congratulations to you. But again, we want to watch this support level right here. Okay, this first blue dotted line, because if we drop below that due to the news tomorrow coming out from the Fed, we could very likely drop down here to the second line of support that I've got right there around 0.148 cents. And if we drop, if we break that, guys, I would have to say that you're looking at a free fall in price, and that could take us all the way back down here where we had support right here at right around that level right there, which would be about 3.5 cents. So if we break this line here, we could very easily fall back down to 3.5 cents. And for me, as an investor and getting in early like that, it just doesn't make sense for me to hold on to my my assets in Tfuel. So if we break this very bottom level of support at 0.148 cents, I will be liquidating and getting out, and then reallocating some of those funds as we bottom out and find new price discovery at new support levels. So I just want to tell you what I'm doing there. As for THETA, guys, I'm staying in THETA because I really don't have to liquidate right now. It doesn't make sense for me to liquidate those tokens that I have in THETA. So I'm holding on to THETA and the rest of my portfolio. I'm gonna try to ride that into the new year. Going over here to Katy Perry on the THETA drop. Guys, this site was down earlier, so if you guys were checking the site earlier and you were having issues trying to log in, the reason for that was that CoinMarketCap, I don't know if you guys know, but CoinMarketCap's site went down earlier, and because of that, a lot of the NFTs are tied to the prices that you're getting on CoinMarketCap. So THETA drop and THETA Labs decided to go ahead and put a halt and do some maintenance on the site. So you couldn't get in earlier, but I'm in now. So I figured I'd shoot a video while we're here and just show you, if you guys have got an account with THETA drop, look at this Katy Perry NFT launch, okay? Because we've got 20 hours left, okay? And if you view the drop, this is pretty cool. I'm going to play the intro for you real quick because they've got a few different NFTs. You've got the Golden Lion. So if you're wondering what the Golden Lion is, we'll go ahead and play the video real quick here. So basically, it's just an intro for the Golden Lion. If you're wondering what the Golden Lion is, it's basically the prop, the most iconic prop that she used in her concert. So that's what you're getting here is an NFT for the iconic Golden Island, or I'm sorry, the iconic Golden Lion. Now here's the cool thing about NFTs that some people probably don't understand yet is how do you actually get into these THETA drops and on the list so that you could buy an NFT, right? Well, you got to deposit funds from a THETA wallet that is holding Tfuel. So you got to have a THETA wallet. get your Tfuel, okay, or just buy Tfuel from an exchange, and you're going to want to send it over and deposit funds into the Theta Drop site. So when you click on deposit funds, it's going to bring you to this page here, and what you can do, see right now I've got Tfuel, right? Well, you got USD balance, so you can put US dollars in there, or you can move Tfuel over so you can buy your NFT. So once you've got your tokens, you want to move those tokens from an exchange or from your Theta wallet over to Theta Drop here, okay? So deposit Tfuel is what you're going to click on, and once your Tfuel pops up here, then what you can do, okay, is if we go back, you can join a wait list, and from the wait list, right, you can pre-fund the item. So if you got Tfuel, you can pre-fund it, okay? Right now I can't pre-fund this because my money's already tied up, but you would pre-fund it, and this adds funds to your account early, and if your place in line is called, you'll automatically get the item. Otherwise, you'll be given 15 minutes to purchase it manually. Pre-funding does not improve your place in line during the drop, okay? So important to note there. But basically what it does, you know, like you can see here, I've got 500 Tfuel, I've got $100. It's pre-funded, and you get the auto purchase enabled, okay? So you can basically set this up so it's going to purchase your NFT automatically for you when your name is called. That is the best way to get in on these NFTs, because it's all about rarity in the end, guys. And not to mention, this is a very critical moment for Tfuel, okay? I'm hoping, and I'm just crossing my fingers here, but I'm hoping that this drives a lot of demand for people to buy Tfuel throughout her tour over there in Las Vegas. And because of the demand for Tfuel to buy this NFT launch, I'm hoping that'll really get this price over here on the charts moving back up, so that we don't even have to think about, you know, potentially, you know, like going into a bear market with Tfuel. Hope to God that doesn't happen. But the other thing is with the NFTs, guys, Tfuel and the whole Katy Perry thing, I mean, it's already hitting mainstream. You got You Discover Music, okay? They came out today. Yahoo Finance came out as well, and they were talking about this. And she was launching her first set of NFTs for her fans worldwide on December 15th, which is tomorrow. And the cool thing about some of those NFTs I was just showing you, they allow you access into, I believe it's her store, the Nostalgia store, for Katy Perry, so that you can basically, if you're a really big fan of hers, you can go in and buy other merchandise and whatnot. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens with this and what happens to the price of Tfuel, because again, you got the Federal Reserve here that's expected to take a very big step forward. Its first rate hike. They're talking about it being dramatic, a dramatic move for the Federal Reserve. And here's what I want you guys to know going into tomorrow, is that they're talking about the bond buying program with the Federal Reserve, okay? The bond buying program, back in June of 2020, they were buying up $120 billion a month of bonds. Now, what are bonds? If you think about it, bonds are U.S. Treasury notes, okay? U.S. Treasury notes are nothing more than debt. So essentially what they've been doing since this whole, you know, this whole pandemic started is they've been buying back their own debt, okay? And how do they do that? They have to print up money out of thin air through the print press, fire up the print presses, and then they turn around and they buy back their own debt to prop up the bond market. So that's what this whole thing is about, because what they're talking about doing is tapering off on the bond purchase program. Okay, now what does this mean? What kind of impact would that have on cryptos? How does that have anything to do with cryptos, right? That's what you're probably asking yourself. Well, if you think about it, what this does when they taper off like that, it takes liquidity out of the market. It takes free money that they've been printing up out of the market. And because of that, a lot of the big institutions no longer have that free cash available to them, that they can make, you know, high risk bets with on risky assets such as cryptocurrencies. And therefore, because that's being kind of pulled off the table, so to speak, a lot of these big institutions might possibly start selling, leading us into further corrections in cryptos, or potentially even a bear market. So that's the whole fear, uncertainty, and doubt about what takes place tomorrow. The good news is, if you understand what the Federal Reserve is all about, their main goal here is to inflate, inflate, inflate. Okay? All their goal is to do is to create their product of debt. So what they have to do is fire up those print presses and keep them going. If you know this, then regardless of what they say tomorrow, what they do is going to be something completely opposite of what they say. So just keep that in mind, because, again, the market short term might act, in an emotional manner based out of fear, due to whatever they say, but longer term, it's not going to change the trajectory of what they're doing here, which is inflating and inflating the middle class away, essentially, through inflation. Now, and that's the other thing I want you to pay attention to tomorrow. If you watch the FOMC meeting, they're going to talk about the fact that inflation is out of control, and that's the reason why they got to taper. Nothing could be further from the truth. Okay, basically what they're doing is they're telling you, and they're using inflation as the excuse, so that if they do end up pulling back a little bit on tapering, it's not going to be anything close to what they're saying, because in the background they're going to be doing the complete opposite. Okay, they're just going to continue printing into oblivion. That is their main goal. And of course, this goes into talking about their balance sheet, with the $8.7 trillion balance sheet that they have, and how they need to basically, get everything in line and get things under control. I'll leave a link in the description for this article if you want to read over it. But that's essentially what's taking place tomorrow. Again, if we go back to Theta drop and Katy Perry here, I'm hoping that the demand for Tfuel drives the price of Tfuel up. Because the last thing we want to see here, guys, if we go to a daily chart, last thing we want to see happen is the price fall down here like this, bounce off of this support, and maybe it comes back up, and you get caught in this smoke and hopium phase where you think the price is going to just continue going up and up and up, and it doesn't, and then it turns back over, and then we go crashing down like that. You do not want to be stuck holding your bags, especially, if you bought in way down here and you're in massive profits right now. The last thing you want to do is hold those bags and watch your portfolio go from like 30, 40,000 down to, say, $5,000, Anyways, that's all I have for today's video, guys. Hope you like the content. Smash that like button again. Subscribe to the channel. Helps the YouTube algorithm. And as usual, whatever happens in these markets, have no fear, my friends. Just reallocate your funds. Get your plan together and stick to your plan, okay? With that said, I will talk to you guys in the next video.